Oh, howdy all. Grab yourself a beer. It's time for some Path of Exile discussion. I wanted to give a bit of an update on the Absolution build since the changes, to give you a bit of a sense as to where it's going now. Now, firstly, I have not done a respec of this build. I think that now with the changes that have been made to Absolution, and particularly the tremendous increase that the minion versions of Absolution get in damage as the gem levels up, it may actually be prudent to respec the build quite significantly to have much more of a traditional minion tree. I haven't done this yet, and I'm still playing the build as it was originally presented, with just a couple of tiny changes. I'm also only Merciless Ascended, and you'll see that I haven't spent all my passive points because I'm just waiting to get the right cluster jewels. So, in terms of clear speed, you'll notice that the base damage is sort of okay without being great. So my Spell Echo casts of Absolution that I'm casting hit a reasonable area, and they tend to one or two shot white mobs and blue mobs. So blue mobs tend to be 2 spell casts, which is a total of 4 Absolution blasts, whereas the white monsters tend to die to 1 Spell Echo cast. As for bossing, you're going to see Drox at the end of this map. Should give you a bit of a sense as to what it's like. It is certainly not what I would term great, although it's serviceable. It is a lot worse against any of the various bosses that are really good at slaughtering your minions. So, for instance, one that was particularly bad is the Beyond Boss Ephage. The Beyond Boss Ephage has a lot of damage projection, just is able to hit your minions pretty much wherever they are, and he will butcher your Absolution Sentinels, and in doing so will take your, smash your DPS down. Additionally, you may notice I am using Phantasms. The reason for this is because the Black Cane weapon is by far the best weapon for this build, even though it necessitates using a suboptimal support gem. When I have Phantasmal Might stacked up to 11, which is the most that I can get at the moment with a level 19 Phantasm gem and a +2 bonus to it, this Phantasmal Might here is giving me something like, I think it's something like 44 to 66 physical damage per Phantasm active. So if that's correct, let's just check if that is correct. Yeah, 44 to 66 added spell physical damage. Like, that's a massive amount. Absolutely massive. And it winds up just being so much that there's nothing else that I can even contemplate using instead. Other changes I want to use. I want to use some utility specters at some point, which is something I just haven't got around to setting up yet. Well, I do have a setup for them, but when they die, I'm just generally not replacing them because the specters, setting up specters is just a hassle. And the content that I'm doing isn't so hard that it's necessitated. That said, I'm also using a Carrion Golem, which helps with getting your first kill, and I am using Vaal Summon Skeletons. Vaal Summon Skeletons is something I'm going to link more, and as I change this build to be more towards a traditional minion tree, at that point, Vaal Summon Skeletons will come in and will be something I will use the normal Summon Skeletons version in order to start off killing monsters. Just with respect to Drox, you'll notice I'm killing all these banners. That is generally what I do at the start of the intermission phase. Drox has tremendous damage reduction during this phase, and that's increased by the number of banners that are alive, whether he's in them or not. I like to get rid of all of them to minimize the damage reduction, then actually deal with him personally. It's not something that everyone does. It's just my preferred strategy for the fight. I will leave how you decide to do this fight up to you. Steel Skin on self-cast is my preference at the moment, but a lot of people will prefer other things. I'm certainly not going to say that you are wrong for that. Just going to send that person a tell, letting them know that I'm in the middle of a fight. So Drox is now in phase 3. So as always, got to project damage to the banners, deal with the banners that he is in, because that's essential. You can't really hurt this guy well, if he's in 1 banner, he takes half damage. If he's in 2 banners, he is completely invincible. And now at this point, we'll just pop Vaal Summon Skeletons, which is an effective cooldown and gets him down. Okay, so that was just a tier 9 Drox. Should give you a bit of a sense as to the build with absolute dumpster tier gear. Where do we go from here? We need to respec to a minion tree. We need to change support gems to be more minion focused. And this is something I want to think long and hard about before I actually make any firm commitment as to what to do. What are my final thoughts on Absolution? Do I recommend the skill? The answer is no. However, it is a fun skill. If you're looking for a mediocre performing skill that is fun to play, then yeah, give Absolution a go. If you're looking for something that's powerhouse and, will get you your first Maven kill this league, then don't play Absolution, play something else instead. Most people that have played it have given up on it, have said that swapping to Dominating Blow improved their character tremendously, and they're probably right. I'm not going to do that because I like playing with new skills. In terms of other skills I want to mess around with, I also want to play around with Forbidden Rite, and I'm leveling a character for that purpose now. That will be a Forbidden Rite self-cast Critical Strike Occultist, and so I'll get a video up on that at some point soon. Thanks for your time. May your Varlobs have interesting results. Hey, so I finished recording that video, then I realized, oops, I forgot something important. I've been streaming the play of this build quite a bit over on Twitch, and I will put a link to my Twitch account in the description below. Whether you've got a Twitch account or not, you can head over there and have a look at it. You'll be able to see some gameplay. I'm trying to experiment a bit with different play times on Twitch at the moment, but generally speaking, I'm running evenings on Australian time, which for those of you that are in Europe will be around noon, and for those of you that are in the United States will be early in the morning. However, I will be doing a stream Saturday night US time. At least that's my current plan. So that should hopefully be something to have, if you're interested in either asking a number of questions about Path of Exile or just seeing what the Absolution build looks like in practice. In terms of league content, I'm intending to put out a couple of videos on the various league stuff. The Expedition Locker, the Expedition logbooks are really, really solid, and they drop a lot more now since some recent changes were made. So that's something else that I thought would be worth talking about. Definitely pop into the stream if you've got questions related to how those logbooks work or into how you get them. I did do a video, link in the description below, on the mistake that I made that meant that I was getting no logbook drops for a long time. From talking around to a lot of people, it seems like 75% of people found it obvious that the skulls signified runic monsters and that the runic monsters dropped the logbooks. It's obvious enough in hindsight, but I didn't pick it up until after I'd gotten to sort of level 82 or so. So that's a mistake I was making that needs to be fixed. Anyways, don't copy the gear on this character. The gear on this character is totally stuffed, and it's because I have been super, super lazy, like I said at the start of the video. I do need to update all of that and get myself sort of going with a bit of proper endgame gear. But that'll come in time. For now, let your Varlobs have interesting results, and I will see you around. One more stream announcement is that I will be streaming on YouTube this time, probably about the time that this video is 45 hours old, I think. I'm going to be streaming the creation of all of my challenge guides for this league. So that's something else to have a look out for, but that's enough for channel announcements. I will see you around. May your Varlobs have interesting results.